Hi there, I'm Peg, and welcome to my studio. Hey, my friend, it's Peg, and I am just getting ready to clear off my desk and do a little something because I realized that I had not done anything for the September challenge, which is Pathways. And remember, I did the initial video, but let me see. Let's flip you up here. Oh my. Okay, I had done the initial work for the group on AJOS, but I haven't really done anything with the challenge itself. So, oops, let me get this out of the way so it's not in my face. Trying to clear a spot so I can work. I had my laptop out. I was paying some bills, and like we do, stuff that we do daily, and got my coffee mug and my journal and all this stuff on my desk. I've got a mess. Do you come back to this? Do you have everything out? I was rearranging stuff in my studio, and then I realized, I should really give them some more clues about this whole pathways and things that I was looking for in the group this month. If you were interested in doing any of the challenge stuff that we put out there, we do put stuff out every month. I'm excited about next month because we're going to have a video hop, or not just a video hop. We have participants that are doing things on Instagram too. So anyway, I wanted to, we're getting to the last week of September, and I was working on a few things. I tend to have lots of different things going on at the same time, and that's not always showing you the follow through when I set something up for the group. And I hate to throw stuff out. I mean, like, I've got this envelope, and the first thing I thought was, okay, so this becomes a pocket in a journal, and I can just glue the flap down, and I can stick it in between pages. And yeah, okay, enough said. This is the way my mind goes. I've got this little journal out here because I was putting gesso on these pages because I want to be able to work in this little journal. So this is just a children's book, and I need to finish painting gesso on that. Something else on my desk. I've got all of these types of things, which are embellishments. Might use some of those today, so I'm just going to set that aside over here behind me. And this was the journal that we had started talking about. This one is just one that I had started the page, started thinking about what I wanted to do. This is just a practice type journal where I put all kinds of things in it. And I got distracted yesterday. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I got distracted. Imagine that. Squirrel! And I decided, I need to turn the volume down on this thing because I don't want to get interrupted because I get all those stupid notifications. Okay, so turn that off. Then I was putting, as I said, I was putting things away back here behind me. Okay, I have all of this area that's got stuff that I work with. And one of the things that I ran into was this gloss spray. Oh, sorry about that. Turned off my phone, didn't turn off my watch. So anyway, these gloss sprays I had them sitting on their side because, you know, you want to not have them leak out, right? Well, it did leak out. And now my thing is sealed because it got in between here. So I don't know what the best way to store these things is. Do you? Give me some suggestions. I need help. So anyway, I was peeling this stuff off of the outside, and I thought, oh, I can glue that on a page. Oh, I tell you, can I get nutso or what? So I really want to use these gloss sprays up, so I'm going to set them aside over here. I may end up using some of those today. I don't know. I haven't used... See, I've got... Okay, let me bring you down here because this is where the action is going on, and change some lighting, and I'll be back. Okay, so talk about distractions. Hey, sorry about that, guys. I have 3 journals out here in front of me, and I've been working in all of these. This one is a black journal, and it has some of those pathways through the journal. If you see here, this page has an opening in it, and when you open the page, it flips open, and it has this bird behind, so you can see how you can see the bird. You put the piece of vellum over it, and that's a pathway. Okay, so I thought about, because this page was just trying things out, I thought about doing something on this page, but ended up over here on a blank page. And what I did was I started by punching some holes, because I like to do that. And I might even punch a few more small ones. But then I got out a stencil because I thought, well, you know, on this edge, I want to do something different. So, and that will be a pathway into the next page. So I'm just going to grab, what do I want to use here? I'm going to grab a pen. Hopefully this ink is going to work for me. Yeah, it is. So I'm just going to take my gel pen and work around here. And I don't know if I'm going to use the pattern that's part of the stencil. I do like the extra swoosh here, so I will probably put that part in. But maybe not this portion of it. So let's move it down and see what I've got going on here. And that actually was this one. So I'm going to flip it over the other way. And just continue down the page here. Like so. Okay, so now I've got a path to follow. And I can just take my scissors and go right along this pathway. And I don't have to be careful, or, you know, it's just a journal, and I'm just playing I don't have to spend a lot of time on it. You know, some people like to spend time with their fussy cutting. I'm not that person. You will know that. I am just a whack it off kind of girl. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut this down. And now this could actually become a component in another journal. So if I was over here and I wanted to add that to a page, I could. But we'll get back to these in a minute. Let me set those aside. Because what I wanted to do here, now that I have, this was I think this was one of our challenges for July of 2022. So if you like this page, you can go look at, this was neon. This was July of 2022 page. Okay, so now I've got this and this. This I can put something onto that's going to repeat that pattern. So I probably want a stencil or something. Let's see what I've got here. In my rearranging, look at that. All right. So what do I want to do? I want to protect the underpage. So I'm going to grab some scrap paper here I got on my desk. Let me just tear this down. Tear or cut, whatever you prefer. I like the fast and easy, so I'm going to tear a couple of backers just to slip in behind here. And keep things tidy. Now, you know, I'm also an ink girl. I really like ink. So let's go with some ink today. Let's see, we had hot pink on the other side. And I think I'm gonna add, so let's stick with the pinky colors. Let's get some Distress Oxide and Spun Sugar. And I want a brush to do this with so that we get into all the corners. So if you want to get into the corners, this brush works really well. Oops. Okay, I am going to speed things up because, you know, inking and stenciling takes a while. So I've sped this up about 8 times fast just so I can get the ink down on the page and you guys don't have to sit and watch me struggle. So I'm having a few oopsie moments, you know, kind of like Dina Wakley does with her oops, oh well, I'm that kind of girl. She's my kind of girl. And I'm just going to get the ink down. And then I'm going to find another spray. Let's see what we can do with that. Play with that. Okay, and I've got ink on here, so I'm just going to plop that down and take a rag and add that in. Get that ink off of my stencil. And it just kind of did a dotty thing here, so I think I want more down here and up here. Oh, yeah, I like that. So let's just keep going, okay? Why not? All right, so we've got the pink. Maybe I can get that to go in the center there. Certainly has enough spray on it now. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so take my rag and clean some of that off. I'll go throw it in the sink later. Get that off of my stencil. But in the meanwhile, this paper, this underpaper, is going to have layers on it, and we can use that for something else in our journal. Once again, make sure that you clean that spray orifice and put your cap back on tightly, or you will have trouble with these. Okay, so now I have a background. I have oh look, got pink all over the place. I have my peekaboo or pathway through there because we have these holes, and this hole is actually going to go into this other page back here. So because of that, I think this page back here is going to also need something on it. So let's go back to our spray. And I'm just going to spray this page on the edge here. Because I can. And it's oxidizing. It's changing as it dries. And I've got that spun sugar here. Let's dry this down. Dry time. Then this comes over here, and then this comes over here. So now you see that little pink peeking through. And I've got this down here. So I want to change the color on this page, I think. This has holes on it also. So I should take my white pen and go around the edge here. And create a pathway. Through these pages, okay? So we're not going to complete all of this today, but I just wanted to show you in this journal. Now this needs to dry down. Definitely needs to dry down, but I've got my circle here. And I can do this, but then I'll come back and do some more on top of this after this all dries down. You see that? See, there's my page. There's my pathway. Here's where I'm coming through the page. So I can continue to take things like this and draw these are the holes that I punched out. So it gives me a curvature that's similar, right? Same thing with this. This is going to give me the same cutout curvature. And we're going to go around this one and around this one. Oh, can't stay on the surface. See how that's peeking through? That's kind of cool. So we've got this. This one, I can do something with a circle this shape and put that in there. But now we've got this and this and this. So I have lots of places to work. Okay. So even this, which was, see, I'm getting distracted again, which was our background, or our mask that we created. To keep things kind of clean. You know, now it's got that same color on it, so it can be incorporated into the page someplace. All right. And if I wanted to and make it perfect, I do have my punches out because I was punching the page. So I can take a big punch like this, and I can punch this. To become part of the page. So now I've got several pieces. Alrighty. So that's one idea for working with pathways through your journal. I was working with this stuff out on my desk. Remember we were talking about different pieces, and so I was thinking that rather than the pink on this page, I would go to the contrast, which would be the green, and maybe put this behind here. And, you know, that can peek out through the page. So that's an idea. So I may make some more things like this to put around on this page and decorate that with. And I don't think I did a video showing that, so maybe I'll do a separate little quickie showing you how this was created. It's just cardstock and punched material. Okay, so the other journal that I had out a couple of weeks ago was this one, and we made this page together. And I was thinking about, this doesn't feel quite all the way done to me. So I'm probably, now that these things are dried down, I'm probably going to come back in to this and add some more mark making, because that's what we do, right? We embellish, we make pathways for your eye to follow. So you can see that just adding a little bit of line work around this is going to help bring it off the surface of the page. And I'm not being careful. I'm not being careful. I'm just going around my imagery here with this white gel pen. And this is a Signal Jelly Roll in a size, what? A size 8. So, I can continue to work on this page. But then I had started work on this page and I thought, well, I need something. This has the road map, which is also a pathway. It has words and letters and all kinds of things. So let me look at what I've got in my stash. Remember, I was pulling stuff out of my stash. Oops, I threw it on the floor and it all came popping out. Okay, so here's some stuff that fell on the floor. This looks like a perfect color. So I'm thinking maybe that. These are some of those. These would be pathways too, because it's creating a pathway. I have words. These are where I have taken some clear gel and put over the top of them so that they kind of become more translucent. And I think this was tissue paper to start with. So I think you can get words like this, or you can take tissue paper. Here's a piece of tissue paper, and we can stamp it. Let me get a stamp here in a archival. Well, here's Gina K. amalgam. So if I want to stamp this, make sure I get it good and dark. It's not. Get it inked up well. Boy, oh boy. I need to ink my pads. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that, let it soak into the paper before I lift it. And so now I get a nice crisp image. And then what you can do is you can take some something that dries clear. Let me see what I've got up here. All kinds of junk. Okay, this is clear drying heavy body medium. So I can take this. I'm just going to put it on top of this packaging because I don't want it to get stuck down to something where I can't pry it off again. So let me, okay, this has not been opened. I don't want to open it yet. Let me get something else. Okay, so I'm just going to get some matte gel. If I can get it open. There we go. And put my lid back on my ink that's already drying out. And going to get a tool. I'm just going to seal that. With some matte gel on top. And that's going to go all the way through the paper because this is a real thin paper, okay? So I'm just going to set this aside to dry and show you what I got in mind here. So now, put Gina K away. Try to keep my desk organized. And so now I've got this image. Let me get my scrap paper here so I don't gunk up everything. I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this. Find out where I want to place it on my page. Right about there, I'd say. And get something to scrape it down with. Make sure it's, because this is bumpy. This is bumpy paper, textured paper, lots of paint. So I need to get that sealed down on the page. And then we can take one of these quotes. I happen to like this one right here. So I'm just going to take my scissors and cut that out. I like that there. So that means I need to take my glue, put it right across here where that's going to go down. And it says, art changes people and people change the world. How true is that? Okay, so I've got put color into that. Don't want that. Don't do that. I'll have to use that glue up before the day's over. All right, so I'm going to glue that down on my page. And this wants to curl a bit, so I should probably put something heavy over the top and let that dry. Do I have a mat, silicone mat? I need a silicone mat, don't I? To keep that from sticking. Or some, what else do I have here? Hold on. Okay, didn't find a silicone mat, but I have some deli paper. which is waxy. So I'm going to close the book on that and put some weight on it to let that dry down. So let's set that aside. Now I've got to clean my tool because I've got stuff on it. There. All right. So we've got 2 journals worked in. I've got a third one here, which is what we started at the beginning of the month. So I was showing you how to grid out your page and cut around an image. And this one, okay, I've got that glue, so I'm going to put that glue on the page. Why waste it? Which means I need to glue something down, doesn't it? Oh boy, here we go again. Sorry, guys. So sorry. UPS rings my bell, so have to get up and take care of that. So I've got some Collage Posh here, and I have a napkin. So I'm just going to put some of that down on my page. And I want to get a tool or brush or something. Here we go. These little wedges are very handy. So I just want to take that, cover my surface, because I have a cool napkin I want to use. So I think this still has the layers on it. You know how napkins have layers, so you want to peel the plain stuff off the back. And then I'm going to make sure I get some glue on here. Try to go all the way out to my edge. Got more glue than I need. So let me take this. It's got a nice border on it. I think I'll use that right along the edge of the page here. I want to very gently adhere that. So where's well, I've got the excess, so I'm just going to take the excess and push that down on the glue. Making good contact, okay? So I'm going to end up cutting this off eventually. Right now I'm going to take this excess glue and get it out of the way. Clean it off of my tool. And this will become the background page. You can see how this is going to become the page. Probably can pull some of that off now because it's wet. Just take those excess pieces. Oh, I'm getting too rambunctious here. So that left me a nice extra piece. and this wants to curl because, this side of the paper is moist and the other side isn't. So if you're having curling issues, what you can do is just take a spray bottle and moisten the back side of your paper. And that'll help it to lay flat. And then this will show through to this page in the background. Remember, we cut this out, and that will be a pathway to the next page. So I think you guys are starting to get the idea about where I was headed with this month. I'll have to figure out what I want to do with my drawing and imagery on this page, but I might even take some of this and continue that for my background on this page so that it's got the continuity between the two pages. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Let me flip you back around here. All right, got too many lights on here. That's better. So I'll try to finish these up sometime and put some pictures out there someplace and give you guys an idea of how this whole thing works. But go create something on your own. Post it in the group. Share it on Instagram and tag me, however you want to do it. Oh, this here. And make a pathway in your journal. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye, my friend.